gracious conversation. I wonder if are you coming in back with me, Coach? I'm good. We just finished up with Randy, and I'm looking for another guest if you got one. Who's that guy running the show over there? Oh, I got to get Robbie in here anyway. This would be a perfect time. Robbie, get over here. Yeah, this would be a perfect time to get Robbie in here. Yeah, this has been great. The guests have been wonderful so far, and Robbie, are you in this book? Are you in this book? Where are you at here?
Coach and a player.
Let's see here. Coach and a player. You got did they put a picture of you in here, or you just got a bunch of stats?
My family picture's in there as sponsors.
What page?
Just right in there. That was when my dad was in hospice there. He got to go see his last game right before he passed.
Oh, so. Wow.
But no, I was class of 92, 91 state team.
Robbie Fern, yeah. Class of 92. Oh, this is a touching photo here.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, that's wonderful. So you played for Bettendorf football.
Yeah, Randy was the O-line coach. Mervin Hobenick was the head coach at that time. Banks would have been a junior that year.
You know what? I got to be honest with you, Robbie. I didn't know a whole lot about Bettendorf football prior to this, and I'm learning so much of this rich history in a very short amount of time.
Well, it's when you have an NFL player a kid that's going to eventually be on NFL. It's with Tavian. And I got
break that down. Break that down. What are we talking about here?
So Tavian Banks would have been a junior my senior year. He went and played at Iowa, and then was drafted by the Jacksonville Jaguars and played in the NFL. So he's high school All-American, and then obviously Hall of Fame. I'm assuming he's in Iowa's Hall of Fame, maybe not. I don't know.
Wow.
But as Randy would attest, having the Banks is he had an older brother that was a dynamite athlete. His son just played on the state baseball team. So first was Levance Banks and then Tavian Banks. But, I was fortunate enough to play with, on this it has our NFL players. Oh, one of these pages.
I was going to ask that.
Right here. So I played with Tavian. I coached Pat. I coached JP, and I coached Darian. So
that's pretty incredible. Directly from Bettendorf High School, we've got Tavian Banks, Pat Anger, J.P. Flynn, and Darian Porter all went to the NFL and did quite well.
Yeah, Darian just was a third-round draft pick right now. He's number one on the depth chart for the Raiders as a rookie. Pat played almost, I think, 5 years, somewhere around there with Tavian. Their particulars on there. But I got to be at Darian's house on his draft night. That was pretty exciting.
That had to have been amazing.
What
was that like? Have you ever got to do anything like that before?
No, not with Pat. But with Darian, I know his dad well. His dad was a college All-American at St. Ambrose. His mother played at University of Washington State for volleyball. So the gene line right there between those two produced Devin Porter, his sister. She had about 18 Division I offers for volleyball and ended up going to Georgia for a time and then some other schools. And then Darian, set all-time records in the 400. He went for the 4, 2, and 1 one year and got the 4 and the 2 but didn't get the 1. But Darian was unbelievable. Now, being at the draft party, all the adults were in the basement. Darian and his friends were all up top. A bunch of them are here. Carter Bell, if we can grab him later, he just set all the receiving records at University of South Dakota.
Oh yeah, that'd be wonderful. I'd love to chat with that dude.
He's trying to get some free agent gigs or maybe CFL or the UFL. But when he comes through, I'll try to find him for you. But
it's a huge deal for the Bettendorf program anytime somebody makes it to the NFL.
Yeah, especially
you can directly point to them and be like, yeah, they were just here a few years back.
Yeah, it's, he was a third rounder. Pat Anger was the last pick of the second round. So, it's fun because you saw them as freshmen all the way through their senior year.
When you're at a draft party, Robbie, is it like what you see on the clips where they get the call and it's all the popcorn goes flying and everyone's high-fiving?
They get the call beforehand.
Okay.
So we were downstairs and somebody said he's getting a call, and it got really, really quiet. Some of the adults went upstairs. I stayed downstairs just because there were so many people, and then we saw whoever was making the announcements came up and said Darian, the guy, 2 or 3 draft picks before him was another guy named Darian, but it wasn't Porter. So he's like, the Chiefs picked Darian Johnston, and for a split second we all got pretty excited, and then we're like, ugh.
Oh, man.
But at that time when those picks were going on, he had already gotten the call, so he'd talked to the GM, and then he was talking to Coach Carroll, and in his parents' bedroom, then he came outside and said, I'm going to be a Raider. Obviously everybody went crazy. Then it was a couple more picks, and then that's when they did the announcement. Now, Iowa State had ESPN wasn't there. Iowa State had their own film crew. Darian's position coach was there. That was pretty cool. He came in from Ames. So it was kind of recreated, but hearing it on TV made it pretty authentic and pretty cool. And, I waited my turn. Yeah, obviously, everybody wanted to give him hugs and handshakes and all that. But, it was fun because when they came to Bettendorf, because they came from Bettendorf from Memphis, because Lionel Porter's father was working for FedEx at the time, and then came to got a job with John Deere. But so we knew what we were getting with him coming into the high school from middle school. We knew we had a super tall, skinny kid who could fly. But
so, at what point is he on your radar for the program?
So he spent time on the freshman team, and then I pulled him up because you can only play X amount of games a season. So I played him to ensure that he played all 9 games as a freshman, and then you got 6. You could play 15 games a season. So I pulled him up for 6 games, just to play because again he's very, very thin as a freshman. But
you guys knew he was really good.
Yeah,
he moved to Bettendorf from out of town, is what you're saying, right? So did you know him from anybody, or so you had seen him in middle school football in town?
Correct.
Here?
And,
okay, all right.
And the mom, Carrie, was best friends with one of our position coaches, Joe Gersh. The 2 moms had grown up together, so we knew about him. And again, Lionel went to St. Ambrose where he was an All-American, so the name was known of the Porters. But anyways, sophomore year, they pulled him up to the varsity full-time about week 4. Put him in at he played safety for that season as a sophomore, and then played both sides of the ball his junior and senior year.
So do you coach the sophomore team?
So
what do you do?
I gave up. I spent 25 years with sophomores, and then this will be my 3rd season with boys golf. I gave up football 2 years ago. I've been the girls golf coach for 16 years. So when the boys job came open, it was just kind of time for me.
Well, you definitely put in your time with the football program.
I just kind of got tired of yelling at sophomore boys. and golf is a pretty good gig.
So are you Tracy's brother?
I am.
Okay, I talked to Tracy earlier.
Yep. So I am currently the head and boys girls golf coach at Bettendorf. Just got done with my 16th year with the girls. Be going into my third year with the boys. I did 25 years of sophomore football. I did about 12 years of wrestling and 1 year of swimming when the swimming coach needed an assistant. So
You know what we need to do here is we need to give a plug for Hidden Hills, Robbie.
yeah, Hidden Hills, they've always treated us great here. Mike Martin and his staff. I know one of his mowers. His name's Moondog. He's a great guy. But
What's his first name?
Moondogs?
Moondogs. I think we interviewed him. We interviewed him
Yeah.
last weekend. Yeah, what a cool dude.
He
yeah.
is.
Anyway,
I play golf with Moondog every once in a while. But no, Hidden Hills. Yeah, I mean, again, I've been coming out here since high school, but they really they do a great job of catering to our needs here. And then obviously now as the boys and girls golf coach, I have to interact with Mike a lot with
Sure.
matches with Bettendorf and Pleasant Valley. So
do you guys play here for the school? Like, what courses do you use?
Bettendorf High School's home course is Palmer. Pleasant Valley's is here. Now,
Okay.
varsity boys golf only plays tournaments. So like Pleasant Valley varsity boys don't play a tournament at all here. Bettendorf hosts an invite. So we only play at Bettendorf once a season for the varsity boys. That's it.
No kidding.
Yeah, otherwise we go to 11 other tournaments. So girls-wise, we play a little bit more here. You play a little bit more nines. But boys varsity, it's all 18. It's all tournaments. And we travel quite a bit. We do 2 overnighters. We go to a Des Moines tournament. We're going to go down to Peoria for a tournament.
What's the mindset of a golf coach when there's a tournament? Are you like, do you got nerves going into that? Is it different? Like, how's it differ from going into a football game?
Well, obviously, depending on how your team is there's that the expectations going in. Ultimately it's an individual sport. You play 4, you can't, or if you play 6, you count 4 scores. Now, for boys golf wise, for us to
Say that. Wait a minute. Say that again.
you play 6 players and you
Okay.
count 4 of the 6 scores.
So the 4 best ones are
Right.
what goes towards
Correct.
the team score, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And the boys golf is so competitive now. If you don't have 4 boys that are shooting right around 72, you pretty much don't have a chance to go to state. You got to
No kidding.
You got to have 4 right around par just to go to state nowadays. Girls wise, not as such. So we qualified for state as a team with the girls this year. I had a freshman who was second place in the conference. She took second at regionals, ended up 12th at state. And, when she can go and put up a 75 or 76, that's a huge gap that allows for some other scores. So we went into state seeded 8th out of 10th, and finished 7th out of 10th. So we played one above our seed at state. We played one above our seed at regionals, and we did what we were supposed to do at MAC. Right now, Pleasant Valley, both boys and girls, they're pretty solid all around. North Scott boys also, they won the conference this past year.
Robbie, let me squeeze you for some free advice.
Mm-hmm.
So a conversation that keeps coming up in our family is we think we want to get into golf. It's my wife and I, and we've got a son and a daughter
Right.
that are 9 and 11. And we're like, and none of us golf.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe in my lifetime I've golfed maybe 30 times. So I have some clubs and I can kind of keep up. Where do we start? Because the idea of us just all 4 coming out here and teeing off, that's not going to work. Like, how do you even get started, and where should we go?
Well, first tee of the Quad Cities is unbelievable. They set up all throughout the Quad Cities. There's one at Palmer. There's one at Red Hawk. I'm sure Glenn's has one. But, for beginners across the board, Red Hawk in Davenport is absolutely the best facility. It's flat. They're short holes. It's easy walks. They have 3 par 3 holes where you can pay a couple bucks and you can play it as many times as you want. But the first tee programs are awesome because they have golf professionals, but then they also grab high school kids to work with the kids too, and it's very regimented. The kids have playing lessons and they practice and like one of my girls that just graduated who's going ready to go play college golf. She's spending her summer as helping the first tee of the Quad Cities at Palmer, and she goes to Palmer 3 days a week and works with different groups and.
No kidding.
Yeah, first.
So what do? You just call out there and say, "Hey, my family and I want to start golfing. We don't know what we're doing. Help us out."
They would direct you. First tee's for kids, but they would direct. Okay, these are the times and the clinics and all of that. But it's on the web. There's a website of First Tee of the Quad Cities. Another unbelievable thing for kids now is it's called Youth on Course. It's a national organization. To get kids on the course, you pay $25 a year, and then whatever courses are part of it, kids only have to pay $5 to walk. So, like all my players do youth on the course, but then they can go to Palmer, they can go to the 3 Davenports, and they can go to Muscatine Municipal
for $5
and walk for $5.
Oh man,
it's an unbelievable organization that gets. Golf's an expensive sport, and to be able to, for high school, middle school, and things of that nature, get those kids on the course is a pretty great thing.
My Uncle Jeff is a big golfer, and about 8 years ago, we were out visiting him, and he was saying how golf has really taken kind of a beating when it comes to attendance and new younger players coming in. Now that was 8 years ago or so. What's your take? I mean, you got your thumb on the pulse of this sport. Is there a lot of kids coming in? Is it about the same as it's always been? Is it down?
Well, I think COVID is one of the few sports that you could actually go participate in during that time period, whether it was walking or one person per cart for a while. But the youth on the course.
Don't even get me going on all the silliness. But anyway, go ahead. Really, that was a rule. You could only have one person on a cart at a time during
for a
COVID.
While, yeah.
Oh my goodness.
I mean, I liked it. I mean,
makes sense.
You go pay. 2 people are paying 1 cart fee. I had no problem with it. You could play pretty quick because all 4 would just be driving around. But I think this youth on the course has gotten an uptick with youth golf. I think companies like Costco that are creating a Max Fly out of Golf Discount or Golf Galaxy are creating competitive golf balls where you don't have to go pay $55 a dozen for Titleist. Because again, it's. People say golf's a country club sport, but my number 1 player for girls golf who took 12th in state was not a country club girl. She's a public course girl, and she took 12th state as a freshman. My number 1 for the past 2 seasons is her brother. He's not a country club kid. Now, is there advantages of growing up on a golf course? Sure.
Yeah.
It's no different of growing up with a tennis court in your backyard or
a race car. Yeah, yeah.
But it is. I think it's growing. I think a lot of kids start playing it after high school. Like we've just had the 8 drafts drive by us. I mean, all these are former players, and none of them played high school. Most of them played football for me, but now they all golf like nobody's business. But the kid in the red that we're looking at, he kicked for Augie back in the day kicked for us and then kicked for Augie. But now those guys golf all the time. I think we're very fortunate in the Quad Cities to have cheap golf.
Yeah, and a lot of options.
Yeah.
But one of the best options is right here at Hidden Hills Golf Course in Bettendorf, Iowa.
This place was packed this morning. I've been here since 7:30 setting up, and it was packed. And I'm assuming they're getting traffic from the Betplex also. That will help. If you got a 2-hour in between games, I mean, get out and play at least 9 holes plus the bonus holes here.
Do you think things like Top Golf are good in the sense that it's getting a lot of new people interested in golf, or is there not so many great things about those type of formats?
No, I mean, since we're in a winter climate, there's 4 areas you can go hit indoor simulators now. There's an owner of the Rock Pile. He's playing here today. His name's Kevin Kwok, who's a teaching professional. He's got a simulator tied into Pebble Creek now. He donated to our outing for the par 3s, and it's still open. It's not hitting into the screen. You still hit outside, but all the simulators are there. Hitting off simulators is very, very advantageous because you actually learn what your spin rate is on a golf ball, because golf balls are set up for different spin rates.
Meaning how the ball spins off your club, right?
You want less spin if you want to hit it longer, but you want more spin if you want it to hold the green.
Those things can measure the spin of the ball when it. How?
It'll do within the milliseconds that it takes off. It'll do spin rate. It'll do miles per hour. There's a thing called smash factor, how hard you hit the ball. You talk to my sister. They have a simulator at their home because my nephew is one of my top players on my team. It'll show you what your club face looks like on impact, whether it's a little closed or a little open.
Oh, wow.
They're really, really advanced.
I didn't know they did all that. I just thought it was like,
But if you watch any professional golf anymore, they have little simulators right there on the driving range with them. And they're doing that to see, because every place they play every week, the climate's different, so the ball's going to travel different based off of the climate, the humidity levels, and now that's precise stuff. But top-end players, they want to know that stuff. Most of the players playing out here, maybe not so much. There's probably about 2 players out here today that are that dialed in.
Those stats matter.
Former state champion for Bettendorf Golf is out here. His name's Matthew Garside. Played at Iowa for a little bit and then transferred up to a school in Minnesota. And then my playing partner at the Crow Valley member guest, Chad Schrader. He's that exact with his golf game.
That's impressive.
But yeah, if Matthew Garside came by right now and we just asked him what his spin rate is with his driver, he'll know it. He would know what his normal apex of his driver, how high his driver hits, what his carry distance usually is. He would know all those numbers. But again, those are guys that are playing in college looking to go on. They need to know that stuff.
Have you ever hit a hole-in-one?
I have not. I've been close a few times. We've had 3 out here for the golf outing.
For this golf outing specifically.
Yeah, we've had 3 in our years.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
Yes.
We gambled a treadmill last weekend for a wrestling outing that we hosted here, or not hosted, but we were live streaming. And so Treadmill Heroes, my company, we gambled a treadmill on. Well, we were on hole 6, Chris. I think we were on the 6 tee box. Thankfully, nobody hit it in. I didn't want to give away a treadmill. But this is a wonderful event. Certainly, you're kind of getting it from both angles here today. You're happy to support the football program, but certainly, there's a lot of golf ties here too. So.
Dad and all the hot dog stands there support my golf teams because, we're an expensive sport, but we're a low income for fundraising purposes. I mean, my girls only had 9 players on it, so the hot dog stand helps support the girls for their season. The boys boys, we keep 18 players, so it's a little easier to fundraise with 18 as opposed to 9.
Well, I'm gonna plug my my operation here since you're sitting here, Robbie. So, you, Robbie, as the head golf coach for Bettendorf, you could actually have Joe Braymeyer Presents come live stream from a golf tournament if you want, or an outing or a special event, just like we're doing right here for Bettendorf football. And if you've got a corporate event, fundraiser event, just something fun going on within your business or your organization, and you want to add a little sizzle to the steak, you know what? Have Joe come over and I will do a live broadcast. I'll do a live stream from your event. I'll talk to your guests. We'll talk to wonderful people right here like Robbie Fern from Bettendorf Golf, and we'll get to know everybody in your organization and what makes you tick with all your sponsors and employees and customers and you name it. Reach out to Joe Braymeyer Presents and we'll live stream from your event just like what we're doing right here at beautiful Hidden Hills Golf Course. Isn't that a cool backdrop, Robbie, with the fountain in the background? When you rewatch this on Facebook, it's a good optic.
It is. And then they got the American flags on their little practice green right here and up on hole 18. So, I, as a 7-year vet of the United States Marines, I like when they got the American flags out. It makes my heart warm. So, no, I really appreciate it. And then, I'll as now that we're starting to get some more groups come through, different athletes of note or people I will.
Anybody that comes up over there to the stand, shoo them over here.
I'll shoo over some of those players that I was talking about from there. Those are just a bunch of old timers for us. But I'll definitely try to get some over there here to you real quick, like.
Robbie, you're a great dude.
I appreciate it.
Nice to meet you. Nice to chat with you. And hopefully we'll be seeing you again at some more events.
Yeah, thank you for supporting. And Hidden Hills, thank you as always. So really appreciate it.
You bet. You can throw your headphones right there. Robbie Fern, everybody. What a great conversation. That was fantastic. Chris, how are we doing so far? What do we got on? When did we start this thing? Have we been going for...
An hour. Well, I've been recording an hour and 35 minutes, so
yeah, we're cooking.
It was about 10 minutes early.
We're cooking. I think I'm going to go pick up a bottle of water or two. Can I get you one?
Sure.
I'm gonna purchase you a bottle of water, Chris. It's the most I can do.
It's gonna come right off the split, folks. I can guarantee you that.
I'm gonna plug. Yes, it's gonna come right out of your take here.
It's gonna come right off the split.
I gotta say, I gotta shout out here really quick here with this Bettendorf football program here. John Elkin is the guy who wrote this. He came up with this. 1990 graduate from Bettendorf High School. I felt so terrible. I don't know if you picked up on it. When John sat down and he was telling me about the book here, I just forgot his name immediately. And we were too deep in conversation for me to not feel weird saying, what's your name again? I'm so sorry. Because we're talking about this book that he came up with. And but, yeah, he's pictured right here in the back of the book. So, John, thank you for putting this together. This has been a great reference for me, especially talking with some of these people. I feel like I'm a real missed opportunity. I have this crappy blue pen. I don't have a Sharpie. I wanted to have people start signing this book, like Coach Randy Scott. I mean, he's a pretty big deal around the Quad Cities. I sat with him. We sat and talked with Randy for 20 minutes or so.
That was a blast because, it was funny. I talked to him a little bit after he stepped off, and, I'm from Muscatine, and so, the one time that we beat Bettendorf a couple years ago, and when I say that, I literally mean the one time we've beat Bettendorf, like, ever, all those times they were winning all those, like, we didn't win games, period. Like, it was, and so it's so great to see.
Did you play football?
No,
No,
that would have been
play
nasty.
Football?
No, no, I was like 4'10", like 190 my freshman year. So no, I did not play football.
Yeah.
But the culture that they have developed at Bettendorf is second to none. Right? The dedication to excellence, the expectation of success, and I think he said it best. And I think it may have gone a little unnoticed because they do win so much, and that was a lot of it. But the thing I picked up on was when you leave Bettendorf, you're a complete package. right?
Yeah, he was.
And
He was
that's
saying all that. I'm
huge.
like,
That's
man,
huge.
This guy is rich in knowledge and history, and you can tell he's one of those old school coaches you don't see many more of
Well,
these days.
And as we were talking, he asked if I knew some people from Muscatine, and it was this list of the guys that I have to imagine are just like him: Herb Haller, John Each, Gary White. These are like my versions of them. Chuck Van Heck, of course. And he's like, "What'd you think of Herb Haller?" I'm like, "Well, the only Herb Haller story I can tell you is my PE teacher freshman year playing gym hockey, getting ready to I'm backhanding a puck away from the bleachers. Dude checks me into the wall. I remember nothing after it for a while. That's the kind of guy Herb Haller was. Absolutely great guy. Loved him as a teacher. But that's kind of the vibe I got here too. So
yeah, oh, that's a good story too. Good perspective from Chris, the producer. Have a seat, my man. Carter Bell.
How's it going?
All right. Well, we have Carter Bell here. Carter, why should I know who you are?
I don't know.
Why are you so special, Carter Bell? Did you play football for Bettendorf?
I did. I
Yeah?
played. I actually moved to Bettendorf my sophomore year. So I was only here for 3 years.
To play football? Or why did you
Yeah.
move to Bettendorf?
My dad is the head coach at Augustana College.
Oh,
so
okay.
he got a job up here in 2016, and that's when we made the move. We were originally in Monmouth, Illinois.
Yeah.
By Galesburg. So he was the head football coach there, and then he got the job at Augie in 2016.
When did you play for Bettendorf football?
Graduated in 2019. So
Now
senior year.
Now what do you do?
just got done playing college at the University of South Dakota. I played.
Did you played football? Yeah, you played football there too.
Yep. So I played there for 5.5.
Did what?
Pretty good.
We're getting
Pretty
there.
good.
I'm imagining you did pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah.
So talk to me about your college career.
So
Did you catch any balls?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I played. I actually played quarterback in high school. So I was the quarterback for 2 years, and then never even played quarterback in college. Didn't even get recruited to play
Let's
quarterback.
take a timeout. I want to enjoy that. How big of a hurry are you in? Probably
No,
quite.
we're good. I
Okay.
think, yeah. Groups
Okay,
are
so
slow.
we're talking to Carter Bell, former Bettendorf High School QB, the Johnny Mox
Yeah.
of Bettendorf.
Yeah.
And what years was that?
2018 and 2019.
All right. It's just us here. Level with me. What's it like being the high school quarterback of a Bettendorf high school from just a aura sense, right?
Well,
it had
oh,
to
yeah.
have been pretty cool, right?
Oh yeah. I mean, moving here, I had no idea what to expect, and then you get here and it's just a straight football town, right? They all loved high school football,
And you're like the new guy.
I was the new guy.
You're the new guy,
New guy.
and all of a sudden you're the blonde, good-looking quarterback from out of town.
So I couldn't play varsity my first year because of the 90-day rule or something. So I got to play sophomore year. I think we dominated that season. That was awesome. But then
Were you just throwing rockets the whole, or you didn't even play? Did you play QB your sophomore year?
Oh,
you
yeah.
did. Okay.
Yeah.
So
I had
they knew
Darian.
within quarterback from out of town.